So we're here at the 2013 Autosports International Show, where the new FIA GT Series is going to be announced. Stephane Ortelli announced it a few moments ago. We'll hear from him in a couple of seconds' time. It's going to be the FIA GT Series, and there's going to be 6 races, and hopefully 6 very entertaining races, because we did the GTs together last year, and it was brilliant entertainment, wasn't it?
Well, it was the most fun, I think, broadcasting I've done in probably all my broadcasting career. Entertaining, exciting, door to door, wheel to wheel, and that was the worst part of it. So I would look forward to what happens in 2013, and we're looking for strong grids as well. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely, the grids are something that are really going to be worked on, and we're going to have big grids out there of fantastically exciting GT cars. And here at the Autosport International Show is where it's going to be announced. This really is the season opener, really, of the motorsport year, and you must have been here a couple of times, got all nice and smart for this weekend. Do you enjoy coming back here, seeing all the old faces?
Trouble is, there's too many old faces. I'm one of them. But coming to the NEC, or coming to even a boat on the Thames, as what was the original racing car show back in the 70s, it's a pilgrimage that everybody makes. Can't wait to get out of the house after Christmas and New Year. A chance to catch up with some friends and some contemporaries, some colleagues, some maybe competitors and enemies, you never know. But it's a great event. Thursday's always this sort of trade day, though that is open to the public. And it's just, well, I'm looking around and all I can see are GT cars, and hopefully a lot of them are going to be racing in the GT Series this season. So McLarens, Ferraris, Porsches, Mercedes, BMWs. I noticed a couple of Bentleys down there. I'm not sure whether they're going to be included in this season.
Well, they're hoping to get out later in the year, I believe, the Bentley, because it's a very new GT3 car that they've built. But whatever happens, we're just excited for the racing to get underway. So Stephane, here at the Autosport International Show, and you've just on the main stage outlined the plans for what was the GT1 World Championship for 2013. Tell us about them.
It's a downgrade plan, we're going to call it. The ambition is to keep the World Championship without the world. Very simple, you know. It has been definitely 3 very challenging years. We've achieved. We produced amazing racing, very high-level competition. We proved that GT cars were very fit for sprint. Unfortunately, the cost of going around the planet was not affordable for the teams in today's economic climates. We had the satisfaction of having great events. You know, I mean, we raced in Brazil, in Argentina, in Beijing, in Inner Mongolia, in Russia, in the Middle East, and most of it, if not all of it, in front of very, very serious attendance. So all the ingredients were there for a big success, but unfortunately, some of the team left the series, such as young driver Aston Martin, GRM, Nissan, Mark VDS, Fords, and we were really missing these teams to continue the adventure, so we had to try to put some other teams on the grid, and it was difficult. So the idea is to rebuild on a smaller scale, to forget the world for the moment, to have a European Championship of 5 races plus 1 race outside of Europe, which will be in the Middle East, and to get this time a seriously big grid. When I say seriously big grid, we're not talking long distance like the Blancpain with 50 cars, but you have 24, 26 solid cars with more than 1 team per brand, so they can really compete against each other, to have 2 strong BMW team, 2 strong Audi team, 2 strong McLaren teams, and to offer, to keep the sprint format and to offer very high level competition.
And so how is progress coming for 2013? There's quite a lot of teams very interested in doing the series.
I mean, we're talking, obviously, we have between the Blancpain Endurance Series, which is booming beyond any expectation, the British Championship, which is also very successful, and all the other teams that we know throughout Europe. We have obviously a very large potential. Now it's to convince them to do this FIA GT Series next to their national program or next to the Blancpain Endurance Series, and to try to look for young drivers, which are, you have so many so many single-seater championship in Europe. All these guys are not going for Formula One. We need to offer them something competitive where they can run against the best and prove they have the potential. So that's really at what's aiming the FIA GT Series, and also some good pro-am combination. Some driver, even if they're high-level amateurs that have succeeded, done very well on national series, to offer them the next step to go in a program that financially shouldn't be much more expensive than a national championship. You just have a little bit more tires, you need more personnel to do the quick wheel change, but otherwise it's supposed to be very similar to a national championship budget.
And so, politics and money and everything aside, the GT1 World Championship has always provided great racing. No matter what was going on behind the scenes, it was some of the best racing in the world, and presumably you anticipate that will continue this year, because the cars are going to be fairly similar to last year in their regulations.
Yeah, I mean, it's at least, when a championship fails, because you have to admit that we failed after 3 years, sometimes the comments are not that good, and we managed to fail this championship with very good comments at the end, and all the articles were like, wow, did it right, first of all, and second of all, it was fabulous racing. I mean, the level of the driver, all the great names that went through these 3 years of GT1, the level of competition, the closeness of the races, the dramas, like you've seen Donington at the end of this year. It has been a fabulous motorsport moment, and that's the ambition, is to continue under a different title. But if you look at it, I mean, most of the teams should be there, either they will do a full season, or they are like XC, so we're going to come 2-3 races, but I'm sure they will be back. So it's we just need to continue produce something with passion, and that's what we should do.
And so is your focus solely on 2013, or is the idea behind the GT series to be back up to the GT1 levels, when the economy is recovered and that kind of thing? Because that's what you love, and that's what got you into GTs, was the huge, loud, fire-breathing, cars. That's got to be the aim, I presume.
I mean, I've started 20 years ago, and I always thought that beside the high-level amateur racing that I've always organized, one day we will have a big professional championship. I wouldn't compare to Formula One, but something similar to DTM, with only pro guys. And I think the ambition is still there, but we need to be realistic. If you lose money every year, lots of money, you simply cannot continue doing it. So now we have to pave the way for further growth, exactly as you say. Wait until the economy recovers, build a strong grid. I always say, if we could have kept on board young driver with Aston Martin, Marc Vidies with Ford, and GRM with Nissan, the GT1 wouldn't have failed, I mean, what you need is the teams. If you have the teams with a product like this, look all the places we went around the planet, and I promise you, I had a portfolio of potential races on the 5 continents that were impressive. But you just need the grid, and the teams need to get the money, and the team need to get the money through exposure. So we start with a totally different strategy. We want to build a grid and give this grid exposure. And once we have that, and the team can better finance themselves, then we will add a second race outside of Europe, and then a third one, and I have no doubt that one day we can get the world title back. But let's regroup and succeed.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.